Hello, tiny friends. Welcome back to TinyKeyHoleMinis. I'm Jolene, and today is another episode of the Pet Sematary. I'm super excited to get back to this project because I feel like it's been a long time, but I did say I was going to be working on this throughout the whole year. So maybe longer. We'll see how it goes. But today I get to lay down some grass. So I'm excited about that. And I'm going to be using this thingy. I've never used one of these before. This is a static grass applicator. And I've seen how it works, but I've never got to use one. This one is a fairly cheaply made one. I purchased this one off of Temu, so you know it's going to be pretty cheap. But I did read the reviews, so this should work. Now, there are better quality makes for this, but you're going to spend more money. And for my budget, I'm sure this is going to be fine, as long as it works. Yay! Grass day! I have no idea which ones are static grass and which ones are not. I need to go back into my order form and label them. And I kept telling myself, I better do that. I better do that. And I was like, meh, I'll do it later. So I need to do that. But I also have a ton of other different materials to build the terrain. And I'm super excited to get back to this. I have a lot that's going to be happening in the front entrance of the Pet Cemetery that you don't get to see in this version of the movie. I have quite a lot of ideas that will be going into this whole project. And in the end, if you are a Stephen King fan, you should be able to pick up all of the Easter eggs and all of the other movie and novel references because I have so many ideas. And this can be super great. I'm excited. So I better get started because I got to figure out how to use this thing. And today I'm baby free, so it's gonna be a grass day. And today I'm baby free. Do 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 do. Boop. Alrighty, so I did a test run on the grass to see if it works, and this one is an 8mm, so I'm touching the tip of the grass. You can see how far up it really is. I have a couple different lengths and colors. This one's a little bit longer than the patch in front of it. I like the yellowish green grass because it looks like it's dying and dead, but I might make some patches of dark green as well. I'm just going to go with the flow on this. But before I even lay the grass down, I realized I have a lot of work that I need to do. So I thought if I put this tree together and install it, it'll give me a great starting point. And I thought really long and hard about how to even do this. And what I came up with is using some wire or pins, but in this case, I'm going to use wire to actually connect the branches together like so, and then install the tree to the base. And I just felt like that would help it stay put. So I'm just adding a little hole with my hand drill on the very bottom. And then a piece of wire will be inserted to the bottom. And then this will actually be installed into the base like so. And I'll use my Gorilla Wood glue for security. And then I'm just going to do the same thing to attach these two pieces together. And this wire that I'm using is actually bendable, so I can bend it a little if need be. And I just thought, you know, since this was such a great idea and it works very well, I'm going to use it throughout the whole project. Okay, so I'm just going to help it along with my hand drill and create a little hole for the wire. Give it a little starting point. And right now I'm just going to dry fit the pieces just to figure out placement. And this did take quite a bit of time, a lot of dry fitting, replacing to figure out exactly where my pieces need to go. But the gate will sit around here like so. And then I'm going to take the sign and attach it to the front part of the tree instead of the back. I have quite a few pieces that need to be installed to create this whole entrance, but I think this is a good placement. Okay, I'm going to apply my Gorilla Wood Glue to the bottom of the tree and to the wire and insert it into place. And I'm also going to help it along with a little bit of hot glue so that it stays put while it's drying. So I have a little bit of the hot glue around the base. That'll be covered up, it won't be seen. And I also have a paper template covering the path that I want to create. So when I lay the grass down, it doesn't get all over that section where I want to create the path. Okay, I'm going to move forward to begin the other pieces that I need for the front, and the railing is one of them. Now I purchased these pieces individually off of eBay, and I'm just going to put the railing together. The real piece in the movie has 9 spindles, but I won't be able to use 9 spindles for this because it'll be too big. So I'm just using my miter shears to cut the tips off, and I'll also do this with the bottom. And then I'm going to glue each spindle into place and just put it together. Now, this piece that I create ends up being too big and I have to cut it down, but it will look like the piece that you see in the movie. Okay, so I have some more pieces prepared. This is what the railing looks like now, but I will be cutting it down a little later. I have this piece here and it kind of looks like it could belong to some sort of fence, like maybe some tall privacy fence. I have a 2x4 here, and there will be a smaller 2x4 as well. And then I have this piece, and I really couldn't make out what this piece actually looked like because all you can see is the silhouette of it. But I know that there's something there. And then I have some trees that I have prepared, a bunch of little skinny trees. There are a couple skinny trees at this end of the entrance, and there are 2 of them that are actually holding up part of the sign, which will be holding up this end of the shutters. So I'm just going to play around and figure out what trees I would like. I'm probably not going to use all of these trees today, but I will use them throughout the project. So for the grass, I'm going to choose this color grass. It's kind of like a lime green. It has like yellow and a bright green. And then I'm going to go with the 8mm, which is a darker version of this. So they both have yellow in them. So I'm just going to fill my little container about 1/4 to halfway. I'm using a watered down glue solution and I'm just spraying the dirt. And then I'm going to go ahead and begin this process. Okay, for the gate and the post to the gate, I actually used sewing pins for this. I needed something super thin and sharp. This way I don't have to pre-drill holes in the base. They should push right in. And this little post will go right in front like this. So I'm just going to push the gate right into the base. And I'm just trying to be super gentle about this. But it's pretty tight, so I'm not even going to use any glue. I'm just going to leave it as is. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It's pretty snug. Okay, and then the gate will swing open and closed. And to think I wasn't even going to make the gate functional. Like, what was I thinking? How would that have worked out? And then that piece goes there. So at this point, I'm just dry fitting pieces into place and seeing how this is going to work out. And I'm going to go ahead and glue pieces into place. I'm using tacky glue and hot glue. The hot glue will keep everything nice and stable while the tacky glue takes hold and dries. Okay, so I found some of this stuff at my local hobby store, and it's actually dried grass for terrains, but I purchased it to create brooms because I thought it would be perfect for that. But I'm going to use it for this project as well. So I'm just taking little bundles and little sprouts and putting them here and there. It just feels like straw, so I think it's just cut straw, but I placed some right here underneath the ladder, and I'm just going to do this all around. I also purchased some of these tufts of long grass, and I think this is like maybe a late spring, but it's kind of like the same grass that I'm laying down. It's got the yellows in it, and I'm just cutting small bits of that and placing them around as well, around the bottoms of the wood or the trees. To give the straw a little bit of color variation, I'm going in with some watered down antique wax, and I'm just putting a little bit on just to add a little more dimension to this stuff. And I'll be doing this behind all of the straw that I lay down later on. Now, I was super excited to lay down some of this detailing on the terrain, so I'm going to do a little bit today, but it's just because I'm super excited and I just want to get more of a visual and give you guys more of a visual. So I'm not going to do a lot of it, but I will do enough to get a good idea. And then in the next video, I'll be doing a lot more of the detailing. I do have an order coming in with a lot more of this stuff. So I'm super excited to be laying this down throughout the whole project. And I'm going to need a lot of it. So I have a variety of different tufts and brush and just little things to add for the detailing. And I'm really trying not to waste any of this stuff because every single strand can be used. So I'm just using tacky glue to put them into place and letting them fall naturally where they're going to lay. I do switch out and use some hot glue here and there, or if I'm using hot glue around some of the wood, the base of the wood, I'll add some of these sprigs and just stick them in the hot glue as well. Okay, so I cut down the railing and this is what it looks like. And I need to touch up the paint on the ends and add the board that's going to be attached to the back of it. And I'm going to glue it into place. And one of the trees has a couple broken branches, but it's perfect for a resting support bar for this railing. So I'm just going to kind of rest it on that as I glue it down. And now I'm just going to go ahead and start putting things into place.
Thank you.
purchased a package of this stuff. And at first I'm like, what the heck is this? But it's basically just brushed out twine. So I paid for the convenience of having it brushed out and not having to brush it out myself. But I'm going to use some of this stuff as well. Okay, tiny friends, I'm going to stop there for today. I believe the hard part for the entrance is over. But I do have so much more foliage to add to the front. I have to create some trees with foliage, although I would like to just keep creating the dead trees because they're so easy. I do have to have lots of live trees, so I'll be doing that as well. And I still need to put some more selvage wood around the front entrance. I got a good head start, but I still have so much work to do to this front entrance. And then I'm going to start working on those ideas that I have to go in front as well. But I will show you what the back looks like. I still have so much work to do in the back as well. I'm not going to leave the back bare. The back's going to have the same amount of details and foliage behind it. You can see some of the hot glue over here by the fence, that's going to be covered up. And I'm noticing that the grass is glistening, like really glistening. It looks like 100% nylon. So I don't know if there's anything I can do to make it stop glistening. I think it's just with the lights and the camera. I will be adding details to the back scene as well, because you'll be able to see the back when you're entering into the cemetery or when you're viewing it from that side. I hope you all have enjoyed this episode of the Pet Cemetery. When I come back, I'll be doing lots more detailing and some fun ideas. As usual, I like to thank you all for subscribing. Welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you all so much for your support. It means so much to me and helps my channel to grow. Until next time, tiny friends, you all have a lovely day, and I will see you all on the mini side.